Hello, so I'm drawing my climate graph for Brasilia. Brasilia happens to be the capital city of Brazil. So you would have seen on the film clip that to plot temperature, okay, I'm going to use a line graph. And then to plot rainfall or precipitation, we're going to use a bar graph. The line graph and the bar graph are actually going to be on the same graph. So this is what I've done so far for Brasilia. Okay, I've plotted my two axes on the one graph. Okay, temperature is up the left hand side and I've used the scale 0 to 24. I've only got a lined piece of paper, which I'm predicting you may have as well. If you've got a ruler, that's brilliant. I've then put precipitation in millimetres up the right hand side, and this time my scale is 0 to 300. And obviously along the bottom I plotted all the months of the year going from January to December. So I decided to plot precipitation first. So remember, that's the bar graphs. Okay, and I've got all the way to September. So I'm going to just use my pen. It's probably better to use a pencil in case you go wrong. Now I'm going to do this freehand because I'm having to use my camera. So for October, just to show you how to plot October, I'd go back to the data and we can see that rainfall or precipitation is 166 millimetres. So coming back to my graph, okay, there's 100, 150. We're going to just approximate it because we haven't got graph paper. So I'm going to do roughly 160 is roughly here. Okay, I'm using just one hand. You can use two hands, obviously. Whoops. So drawing my block at roughly 160. Okay, so it's not exactly precise, okay, because I'm only using one hand. I can then colour in my block for October. Okay, now you can obviously imagine what November and December are going to be like. I'm just going to quickly show you how to do temperature. So we will go back to January. Now this time we're going to read from the left hand side axis to plot temperature, and you should remember that temperature is going to be shown by a line graph. So if we go back to the data, and there is temperature for Brasilia at 21 degrees. So that's average temperature taken over the whole month of January. So going back to the climate graph, there's January. So I'm going to go roughly in the middle and I'm going to go all the way up to 22. Sorry, it was 21, wasn't it? So halfway, and I'm going to put a dot. Okay, again, not particularly precise because I haven't got graph paper and I'm predicting you won't have either. So we're just sketching it as best we can. Now, February was also 21, so roughly in the middle of where February was. March goes up to 22, so roughly 22. April comes back down to 21. So again, roughly in the middle. Now, what's best is that we join the dot, so a bit of dot to dot, with a red, trying to make it a bit of a curve, okay? What you should actually see for Brasilia, now I'm going to do this very roughly, is that temperature remains quite constant throughout the year, okay? It's not like in the United Kingdom where we would see very cold temperatures spiking or getting higher in the summer months and then going down again in the winter autumn months. Okay, temperature in Brasilia is very high all year. You will see on the following slides the actual graphs that I produced using an Excel spreadsheet, and you'll see that very high throughout the year. Okay, so have a go. All right, try and do 2 climate graphs for the entire for the task, so you're able to make a comparison. And what you should see is that climate does vary throughout Brazil. Okay, take care, and I will see you soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.